Alright, what is up, guys? Master COC here, and I got a little bit bored today, so I decided that I was actually going to do a video showing you guys some weird army comps. And I had a little bit of free time on my hands, had a day off today, I was just raiding away, but sometimes, especially as a Town Hall 10, when you've been playing this game for as long as I have, you just get bored doing the same old farm raids, loons, minions, giants, barch, all that stuff. So I just decided that I was going to change it up and just kind of do the most random troop compositions I could and then go into battles and see what I could do with it. So I have three raids to show you. They kind of go in order. I didn't plan it that way, but it ends up actually being my biggest loot raid, and my best raid overall was definitely at the end. But I have three raids to show you, so I'll show you this one first. So this one, really weird army comp. I actually went really Valk heavy here. I have 16 Valkyries. And then also I just threw in some other random support troops. I got 5 giants, 20 goblins, 7 archers, 4 barbarians, 4 wizards, and a dragon. And I don't exactly remember what was in my CC. I believe it was some wiz and some archers. Then I have my Barb King. I have 1 lightning spell, 1 maxed heal spell, 1 level 2 jump spell, and 2 maxed free spells. I don't end up using the free spell in these raids because once I get all the loot and get close to the end, I just decide that it's not really worth it, and I just chose to save my elixir. So I see that town hall over in the corner. Going to go ahead and make sure I get a win. I dropped the dragon over there. I know it'll take care of it rather easily. I start my raid here at the southeast, and I was trying to figure out where to go right here. I knew I only had 5 giants, so I wasn't going to have much cover fire, but I immediately get the whiz down behind the giants, start to take out the surrounding structures so I can try to get all of my Valkyries right into that middle area, which is where I want them to go, where all the loot is. So I try to use my wall breakers effectively. They end up breaking open a couple walls, which is good. I dropped the other support troops I have behind it. Oh, there's actually a P.E.K.K.A. in my CC. I forgot about that. So I do have a P.E.K.K.A. roaming around there. He's doing a good job. He actually doing what P.E.K.K.A.s do, going around the outside of the base, but that's okay. I think he ends up making it back in at some point. I dropped the heal spell there to try to hold off the CC because I see that Max Dragon come out and I know he's going to do some damage to my Valkyries if I don't heal through it. So then I remember I have my lightning spell, which I don't usually carry one, so it was kind of delayed on the lightning spell, but I used it to get rid of what I could. And then that dragon ends up going down from this wizard and this archer that are staying focused on it. And as you can see, the Valkyries are actually doing really good here. My Valkyries are only level 2. I haven't upgraded them at all because they're just not really a troop I use on a consistent basis. So, pretty weak Valkyries, but they're really getting the job done. They still have a lot of health left, and they're just going around just wrecking everything. And good save on the jump spell. I knew I'd be able to get into the middle layer pretty easily while I still had a lot of troops left, so I saved the jump spell as kind of a way out, like an escape route. And so my king is moving around with the Valkyries here. They do pretty good damage to walls, especially because they all just spin around and kind of do collateral damage. So they actually start taking a back route here, and they just ignore those defenses completely, which wasn't what I expected them to do, but they end up going around, they take out all the gold mines, and I end up getting every bit of loot from this base. I don't get the 100%, but I also held on to 2 of my free spells, which might have helped me actually end up getting it. I just didn't really think about using them until it was too late, and at that point, the 100% wasn't really worth anything. I mean, I'm farming, I'm not trophy hunting, so there's not much point behind it, but that was a fun little raid to watch. Lots of Valkyries. I actually plan on upgrading them at some point. I don't know when that will be. I still have to do my maxed minions, and that's definitely coming before. And then these new dark spells that are coming out, I'm sure I'm going to work on those too. But at some point I'll get those Valkyries up, and I might show you more raids with those because they're pretty fun to play with. So my second raid, actually kind of a more common raid. It's still not common overall. It's not something you see a lot, but it's something that people have experimented with. I ran a 8 healer 4 P.E.K.K.A. setup. I also had a P.E.K.K.A. in the CC, so it actually ended up being 5 P.E.K.K.A.s. I put 2 witches in there just to kind of create a distraction. I found an abandoned base here. That ended up being helpful. There was some good loot around the base. So I dropped 2 of my P.E.K.K.A.s to try to take out surrounding structures. And then as soon as I get a couple walls open, I just kind of bring the house. And I had max P.E.K.K.A.s, so they did pretty good damage to this base. As you can see, they're just going through, doing what they want. I have the level 3 P.E.K.K.A. coming out of my CC. The healers are doing their job, healing everything up. Doing really nice. And then right here, major blunder on my part was trying to drop more healers. Dropped all 3 of my heal spells, which ended up actually probably costing me a 3-star in this base. I get very close to 3-starring it, but end up running out of troops, and I definitely probably would have overkilled if not, gotten the 3-star by a long shot if I didn't waste 3 heal spells right there. But I still ended up doing pretty good. The healers are doing their job. I do use the freezes in this raid that I had left over from the last one that you guys saw. I freeze up right there to try to preserve what's left of my king's life, but he's going to go down. Still have 3 max P.E.K.K.A.s running around with some healers behind him. Got some witches behind the 2 P.E.K.K.A.s in the middle, the maxed and the level 3 that came out of my CC. They're doing a good job. I do miss some loot on the back side of this base, but it wasn't really a huge deal. I didn't miss that much, and the purpose of this video is just to show you guys some different army comps that aren't usually, used together, but that they can still do some damage, and they're pretty fun to play with. So P.E.K.K.A.s are going to break through the walls here. This P.E.K.K.A. over here on the central right area is actually going to end up taking down both defenses, and he's going to be kind of by himself, and he's going to get to roam for a little bit, which ends up getting me a little bit more loot. He takes down some gold mines and stuff like that for me. So I got the witch rolling over here with some skeletons out in front. He gets that archer tower taken down. I actually think I might have 3-starred this base if these buildings over here weren't left and I had a little bit more time, maybe 1 more P.E.K.K.A. up. Like I said, those heal spells would have been huge. I could have healed that P.E.K.K.A. to full health, and he probably would have finished off the base single-handedly, but he's just going around smashing stuff, doing what P.E.K.K.A.s do. And my witch finally ends up getting killed over here. She gets shot down by the cannon, but P.E.K.K.A. still has a little more than a quarter of his health, and he's just going around smashing stuff. Doesn't really have much fire on him, just a mortar, and he kind of jukes it out right there. So I end up running out of time here. I only have 15 seconds as it stands right here. Can't get through the wall to get the 3-star, but still a very cool attack. It was fun to do, fun to watch. So that's the end of that raid, and then definitely saved the best for last year. This is a raid I just had actually about 15 minutes ago, and it was crazy. I showed my clanmates the replay, and they were as crazy as I was. You can see the big loot right here, so I'll show you the actual raid. On this one, I am rolling with 28 giants, very heavy giant setup, and then I put some witches in behind them, 8 witches. I have my king. I actually ended up having lots of wall breakers in my CC because I realized how short I was on wall breakers. I only brought 2, and I was like, well, that's not going to get me through the base despite my 2 jump spells, So I asked for wall breakers and goblins in the CC. Is actually pretty funny because nobody usually asks for that stuff, so I had to put, seriously on my on my request. But rolling with 2 heal spells, a rage spell, 2 jump spells, and I see this base and my eyes just light up. I mean, you never see bases with this much loot. I was just like, wow, are you kidding? And so I start here. You can see the wall breakers just funneling out of my CC, and they do a pretty good job off the bat getting that wall open. I throw the rage in right off the bat to try to get those giants out ahead of my witches, so my witches can, not get shelled by those mortars and get taken down, because they're really the only driving force in my raid, because the giants are just there for meat shield protection and to get those defenses out of the way. So I have a good jump spell right there. I span 4 walls, do pretty good. I end up healing some giants over here. I don't bother healing the ones in the middle because they're under the power of that inferno, so I know that's not going to do anything. Still got plenty of witches and skeletons rolling around. Lots of giants. They're going to work on the defenses over there. Still a bunch of giants over here. Both infernos are down. Got another jump spell. My king and the skeletons are actually going to go fight this queen, and she just gets overwhelmed rather quickly. And king takes down some stuff over here. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of the loot at this point. I've gotten more than half of it already, and I still have lots of witches, lots of giants. My king's at full health. Got some witches over here distracting these buildings. That witch ends up getting taken out by the mortar. Poor witch, but my king just barely gets through before that jump spell goes away, and he can't get back over, so he has to bash through this wall. That kind of takes some time. Luckily, there's no defenses targeting him, so he's not taking damage. I don't have to use his iron fist yet. The giants work their way over, and here come the skellies. And sadly, right here, they all start focusing on my king. the cannon and that whiz tower are all focusing on my king, so he takes some pretty good damage, so I have to end up using his Iron Fist and he goes down. But I still have plenty of giants and witches rolling around for support. They're doing a good job doing what they're supposed to. So as you can see, I'm getting a lot of loot here. I'm already at 745,000 gold, almost 500,000 elixir, more than 4,000 dark elixir. I grabbed the last of that dark elixir drill right there. I'm at over 5,000 elixir. And I still have plenty of witches and giants. The giants are rolling over to help out. Skeletons are roaming everywhere. I still have, I think, 3 witches up at this point, and they're maxed witches. Well, obviously only level 2 max, but they still spawn more skeletons, so plenty of skeletons. Witches are working on this storage. The giants end up dying because they just can't get through that wall. There wasn't enough of them, and they just got pounded on by the defenses, but the only 2 things that get left end up being this gold mine and that elixir pump right there. These 2 witches actually come over and end up destroying most of the elixir pump, so I get almost all the elixir, but I do leave 100,000 gold, which was sad, but considering how much loot I got out of this raid, I was far from disappointed. I was actually super excited. So that was the end of that raid. I picked up 23 trophies, almost 6,000 dark elixir, almost 7,000 regular elixir, and more than 700,000 gold. So those are some interesting troop comps that I wanted to show you guys. I just got bored and started messing around, but after finding that giant loot base and just having fun with it and seeing the results, I wanted to upload a video and show you guys. So I'm not sure what my next video is going to be. I'm trying to do some alternate stuff. I think I'm going to do a loot rating video to show you guys some good loot finds, just like on that one. That one actually ended up being a great example for a loot raid video, but since it was with the weird troop comp, I included it in this one because that was its intended purpose. The loot actually just happened to be a super bonus. It was really lucky, but I haven't been in wars because my queen is currently down. She's still down for about 4 more days. I'm still hoping, praying that with this new update they allow people to use royals even when they're upgrading. That would make my life so much easier. But yeah, upgrading my queen right now, unfortunately can't participate in clan wars when I have a hero down, so I'm just trying to find some alternate stuff to do videos on. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know, and I think that's about it, so have a good day.